Welcome back for another Minecraft video. Today we're going to be turning our mob spawner into a automatic mob farm. We're going to be building our base kind of down in this area. One of the areas in which we are going to be pretty much right above this area, and we'll go look at that here real quick. But what we're going to do is turn this spawner into an automatic mob farm. Something that you don't even have to touch or deal with, but we also want to make it so if we want to come down here and get the experience from these guys, or get, like, you know, use a looting 3 sword, you'll still be able to have access to be able to attack these mobs and get a little bit better loot. So let's go ahead and go up, and I'll show you kind of a little bit of the future of what's going to happen in the series. But if you do like this video, please hit that like button, subscribe for more content like this. We're going to be doing a lot more videos like this in the future, so make sure to have notifications turned on so you never miss an upload. So let's go ahead and get started. Alright, so right above, and I don't know if anybody remembers, it was like probably the first episode or second episode of the series, we ended up finding a mine shaft, and we found this skeleton spawner, which is very lucky. Skeleton spawners is probably one of the hardest spawners to find. You can find loads of different kinds of spawners. Unfortunately, I've never seen a creeper spawner. I'm pretty sure they don't exist. But anyway, I've found spider spawners already. I've found zombie spawners, which could be useful in the future for sure. They have a lot of really good loot that they drop some of the time. But the skeleton spawner is really awesome because, one, you can get arrows, but also bone meal or bones from the skeletons automatically, which in future episodes we're going to be talking about trading, and one of the trades is white dye with a shepherd. And that could be a really useful tool to be able to have an automatic way of getting bones to be able to create that white dye, to be able to get as many, like tons of emeralds from villagers in the trading episodes that we'll have in the future. Very simple, very easy to do. We're gonna go, but first, the reason why I chose the location for this season is because we found that skeleton spawner, and I felt like it would be a really good spot. I've been carving this whole area out. This is going to be my future actual base. We're going to be building different rooms in this area. We're going to have a kelp farm. We're going to have a smelting room. We're going to have a trade room. We're going to have a base with our actual, you know, all of our good stuff. But it's all going to be hooked up. Okay. It's all going to be hooked up to an automatic sorter as well, so all of our stuff is going to be able to be funneled into a automatic sorter to be able to actually go to those designated rooms, and we're going to be talking about that in future episodes. So make sure that you're subscribed so you don't miss those. Also, this right here, these two little pillars right here, we're actually going to have this be a water elevator. So anytime we come in and out of this water elevator area, it's going to activate, and this is where the mob spawner is underneath, but we're going to be in that area in which it's going to activate those skeleton spawners and make them more active. So every single time we're going in and out of this area, it's going to turn that on, and it's going to have all those skeletons going into our kill chamber and just automatically being killed, and gathered all the resources that we need from those guys, and then funneled eventually into our automatic sorter that we're going to have in these in this area, which I'm guessing that, like, a lot of my mob spawning equipment and stuff like that's probably going to be in this area, probably a room in this general area, so it's a little bit easier to get those mob spawning, you know, the loot basically from those mobs to go into the right area. But anyway, I am still working out the layout of how I want to actually build this. I have a general idea. I feel like I want to do like a kelp farm kind of running down the middle of like a hallway of kelp farm, which will kind of be like the sea lantern, maybe some prismarine kind of look to it, and then breaking off from there, there's going to be hallways with different rooms and stuff like that. I think it's going to end up looking really good. I'm pretty excited about a lot of the builds, but also just the mechanics behind it to make base really efficient. But anyway, enough about that. Let's go ahead and jump into this video and build this this mob spawning farm here. Very, very simple. It doesn't take a lot. I have all the equipment that we need right here. When we're down here in this area, which I have had this running a little bit, so don't get me wrong, I've been kind of collecting some stuff, but having a grindstone here is very helpful. That stuff in there. Anyway, but the majority of the stuff that you're gonna get doing it automatically is tons of arrows, like so many arrows. So if you don't have infinity but you have mending, this is the mob farm for you especially. But bones is going to be, I've actually taken quite a bit of the bones out of here just because I've been using them on certain builds and stuff like that, getting ready for other you know, like using them for my white dye, for my white stained glass in previous episodes. So anyway, I've been using a lot of that. But we also are going to be using them in our trading, for our trading village, to be able to make that white dye like I was talking about. So this is the automatic loot that you can get. This loot right here is the kind of loot that you get if you come down here and actually start, you know, killing the mobs manually. Alright, so the first thing that you would want to do is carve out this area. You want to have at least 2 spaces above the mob spawner, and then a decent amount of room. I mean, it doesn't really matter too much, but I would definitely put at least 3 spaces in any direction, and then I always make sure that there's a couple spaces below. A lot of people will put a which I highly recommend, actually, I just haven't done it yet, is put a slab right up on top of the mob spawner so the mobs don't actually get stuck up on top of there. I haven't had too many problems with it. Most of the time, if you're down here especially, they'll see you and want to actually, you know, come attack you, so it's not that big a deal. The area or the space that you want to create is basically a funnel of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 spaces. And the reason why you want those 8 spaces is because of the amount of flow that a water source block has is 8 spaces. So when you actually put a water source block right here, it's going to go directly to that spot and then stop. So what you're going to want to do is line the back area of your farm with water source blocks. Perfect. Okay. And then that way you have a nice flow coming through here. We will leave this block up here for now because we want to come in and take all the torches out of here when we're all ready. But that's basically the generic area of which you want this to be, and you want it to make sure that it's really dark. So you want it to be closed off as much as possible. There is going to be a little bit of light shining through here, but it's not going to affect it too much. So the next spot, or the next thing you want to do, is grab your magma blocks and then line this entire area up above you with magma blocks. And you want to take this one over here and put it right there. Perfect. The water is going to force the skeletons into the magma blocks, and the magma blocks are going to automatically kill them. So you don't even have to do anything. It just speeds up the process if you're down here. That's why I kind of put a area where you could, you know, put some upside down stairs, some slabs right across here, so that way you still have access to killing the mobs when they fall into this area, but you don't have to be down here to do anything. It'll just do everything automatically, so you don't even have to worry about it. The next step would be to go down and use your, well, you could use a redstone block, or you can use a block with a lever on it, whatever you prefer, and just some blocks of your choice to put the rails on, because you're gonna have a minecart hopper taking the stuff here, you're going to want some hoppers, and you just want to put that hopper directly into your chest or whichever area you want to, you know, whichever area you want the stuff to go into. You can have it go into automatic sorter from there, or you could just have a chest system like this where you can come in and grab it manually. Alright, and then honestly, I mean, I already have 5 hoppers down here, might as well use them all up. Alright, so I decided to use these cracked stone blocks. I usually try to use something that I'm not going to mine into, like if I'm mining underneath so it doesn't break the machine. But anyway, I put 2 power rails. That's what these are, is power rails. They look a little bit different in this map pack, but those are power rails. These are just regular rails, and you just want to crouch and put them all the way across, and then get on the other side here and put your other 2 power source or your power rails. Make sure that you do not have your redstone blocks next to a hopper, or it's going to lock it up, and you don't want that to happen. Okay, you're going to need to get a minecart with hopper, and just put it in there. It'll start going forever and ever and ever. And then other than that, I mean, you're pretty much set. All you have to do is come in here, take away all the torches. I'm going to cut that last. Just kind of start from back here and get rid of all your torches, and then just try to get out of there as quickly as you can, because yeah, they're gonna start spawning. Hey, get out of there. Okay, perfect. Alright, and then all you want to do is close that off and then let your system work. And I know that these are kind of loud, but anyway, you can come down here with your looting sword and just kind of attack them here. Fortunately, I was able to get that. But as you can, I mean, you could definitely just leave it. You only need to be within, I think, 16 blocks or so. So if you're in this area right here, like I said, anytime I come through here, it's going to activate that and just keep it going and going and going, which is pretty nice, especially when we're going to have our base down here. And then again, like I said, you can, you have your armor, it needs some mending done to it. You just wait down here, and they'll spawn eventually. And then, oh. There we go. Get the experience. And a lot of the time you'll get bows, stuff like that. Just make sure you don't put your bows in the grindstone. But that's the reason why I have the grindstone down here. One, it's another way to get, experience back, but also to mend or basically fix up your bows. There we go. Look, all my armor's already mended up, and I'm ready to go for the next battle. So that's pretty much the mob spawning mechanics of using this to be able to make an automatic farm. Hope you enjoyed the video. If you did like the video, please hit that like button. Subscribe for more content like this. We're going to be doing a lot of videos like this coming up in the future. So I hope you enjoyed, and I will see you guys all in the next video. Thank you so much.